Hello everyone, my name is Rosa and this is a Vinyasa detox class. I've made this class for some friends who are doing a juice detox, but you can do it with any diet. It's just an extra to boost your digestive system and to get those toxins out of your body. Yeah, it is a pretty slow flow since we want to move mindfully, especially and listen carefully to our body, especially when we are doing a detox. I want to invite you to listen to yourself, focus on your own practice, and of course enjoy. If you want to use music, you can find a Spotify playlist in the description box below. Hello everyone, welcome. We can start into a seated position. You can sit into Sakasana, cross-legged pose, or if you prefer, you can sit onto your heels. And then, if you like, you can close your eyes. Feel where your body is touching the mat, where you are literally grounded. And very lightly engage the pelvic floor muscles. And very lightly bring the lower belly in. There's a long line from the tailbone through the spine to the neck to the crown of the head. Your shoulders are rolled backwards. Your arms are relaxed and your hands rest anywhere where it feels good. Your chin is slightly in. You relax the face. Feel your breath coming in and out. So the theme of this practice is letting go. Letting go of the toxins you don't need for your path. We're doing this by twisting to let go of the bodily toxins. We do this by opening up the hips to let go of emotions that aren't necessary. And we do this by meditating and focusing on the breath to let go of thoughts we don't need for our path. And maybe you can dedicate this practice to letting go of old habits in your life, or maybe in the yoga practice itself. Then if you want, you can start your Ujjayi breath. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just try to breathe in and out through the nose, with a slight contraction in the back of the throat. And maybe this breath will make a sound. Some refer to it as the sound of the ocean. And then you can bring your hands in front of your sternum into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And set your own intention for this practice. Or maybe for the day. You can bring your hands in front of your forehead, connecting the heart with the head. And bring your arms alongside the body. If you like, you can open up your eyes. And then we come onto hands and knees. So making sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. Your fingers are widespread. And then with an inhale, you bring the tailbone up, your belly goes down and you look up. Exhale, bring the tailbone down, belly goes in, round the back and look in. Inhale, tailbone up, look up. And exhale, round the back. And one more time, inhale, tailbone up, look up, cow pose. And exhale, round the back into a cat pose. And come back into the middle for a neutral position for the spine. You bring the knees as wide as the mat and the big toes to touch in the middle of the mat. Bring your hips towards your heels. Bring your arms out in front and bring your forehead onto the mat. Child's pose, Balasana. You already can feel the opening in the hip. This is a really relaxing pose, so whenever you need to, you can come back into this pose and listen to your breath. We're always listening to our breath, but in this pose, it's maybe a little bit easier. You bring your forehead off of the mat and walk your hands towards the left. Stretching the right side of the body, the torso. You can bring your forehead onto the mat again. And breathe into that side. Very gently. And then you bring your forehead off of the mat and walk your hands towards the other side. You can bring your forehead down again. Feel your breath expanding in that side, that left side of the body. And feel it letting go. Come to the center again. And we'll come onto hands and knees one more time. Making sure your knees are underneath your hips again and your feet are hip distance apart. Then with an inhale, you bring the left arm up, stretch it up, look up. Exhale, bring your left arm underneath your right with the palm facing up. So your left palm is facing up. You can let your right hand stay here. Or if you want to go further, you walk your right hand towards the front of the mat. Or wrap it around and grab the left upper thigh. See if you can maybe bring that right shoulder a little bit more backwards so you're opening up. And then bring your right hand in front of your face again, flat onto the mat. Inhale, bring your left arm up. Exhale, left arm down. Inhale, bring your right arm up. Exhale, right arm underneath your left with the palm facing up. Right ear comes onto the mat. And you can stay here again, or if you want, you bring your left arm forward. If you want to go a little bit more deeper, you bring your left arm around and grab the right upper thigh. Again, try to open that left shoulder more to the back. Still breathing deeply. Then bring your left hand in front of your face, flat onto the mat. Inhale, bring your right arm all the way up. Exhale, bring your right arm down. Then we're going into our first downward facing dog. Take your socks off if you have them on, like me. I think I'm also going to put that necklace necklace off. And then bring your toes under, hips towards heels. Press your knees off of the mat. And with your exhale, you bring your hips up high. Downward facing dog. So it's like an upside down V. It's your first one of the practice. Maybe you like to pedal your feet out. Maybe you like to shake your head. And then bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. You can grab the opposite elbow. Ragdoll pose. Very gently, swaying side to side. There's a slight bend in the knees. But your sitting bones are also reaching up. And then let go of the elbows. You can keep your feet hip distance apart, or if you prefer, you can bring the big toes to touch in the middle of the mat and your heels slightly apart. Inhale, plant the feet, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath here. And then with an inhale, you bring your arms all the way up again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your right foot back this time. Right knee comes down, toes flat. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, plant the palms. Bring your left foot back into a plank pose. Inhale in plank. With an exhale coming all the way or halfway down. Rolling over the toes for cobra or upward facing dog, a back bend. Rolling the shoulders backwards. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Point the right foot and then bend the right knee, opening up the hip. So you're only opening up the hip, your right foot is towards your left hip. The shoulders are still square. Then come to the center with your hip. And place your right foot next to your right thumb. If you need more steps for this, that's totally fine. And bring your left knee, no, we're keeping the left knee up this time, reaching that left heel away from you, planting the left hand onto the mat, and bring your right arm up. You can spread the fingers wide. And if you need to bring that left knee onto the mat, please do so. And then look down again. Bring your left foot next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, bring your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your left foot back this time. Bring your left knee onto the mat, toes flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant your palms and bring your right foot next to your left into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, roll over your toes. And exhale. A downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Point the left foot and then bend the left knee. Opening up that hip. Breathing. Reaching that right heel towards the mat. It doesn't have to touch, as long as if there's a stretch in the back of the leg. Then go to the center again, square the hips, and plant your left foot next to your left thumb. You can keep your knee up or bend or bring it down, and then with your next breath, you bring your left arm up. Twisting. It is called easy twist. Then look down again and bring your right foot next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath. Feel what is happening in your body. Then inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and come back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, all the way or halfway down. Inhale, roll over the toes. Those toes. Exhale, a downward facing dog. So there's also a slight bend in the elbows in downward facing dog. Making sure you're also using your upper arms. You outer rotate those upper arms, shoulders away from the ears. Your head can hang relaxed. Then with an inhale, bring your right leg up, opening up that hip again. You can stay over here, or if you really want to, you feel energetic enough, you can bring your right foot backwards, bringing your right arm off of the mat and your hips up high. Opening up, wild thing. Then look down to the mat, right hand comes onto the mat, square your hips, and then everyone step your right foot next to your right thumb. Left knee comes down, toes flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Inhale here. And then with an exhale, you twist, bringing your left elbow on your right upper thigh. And twist. So if you want, you can bring the left toes under and reach that left heel away from you, bringing the left knee up. Otherwise, just stay with your knee onto the mat. You can look wherever feels good for your neck. Making sure you're twisting deep from the belly. And then come to the center. Plant your palms and step back into a plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up. There goes my voice. Bend your left knee. You can stay here or you place your left foot backwards, bringing your left arm off of the mat. Hips up high, high. Wild thing. And then look back to the mat. Plant your left hand, left leg goes up, square the hips. Exhale, plant your left foot next to your left thumb. Right knee comes down, toes flat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale here. And exhale, twist. Your right elbow on your left upper thigh. Using that right elbow and your upper thigh to bring you in the twist. If you want to go further, you bring the right toes under. Reach that right heel away from you and bring the right knee up. Breathing deeply always. Letting go of those bodily toxins in the twist. And then come to the center. Plant your palms, bring your left foot back into a plank. And you can do, I think, your last vinyasa. Exhale, coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale. And exhale. A downward facing dog. Everyone, bring your knees onto the mat, as wide as the mat. Your big toes to touch in the middle of the mat. And your hips towards your heels. Forehead onto the mat. Take a couple of breaths to acknowledge what you're capable of. Be proud of what you can leave behind, what you can let go of. You're preparing for a new path. Everyone can come up into tabletop, making sure the knees are underneath your hips again and your feet are hip distance apart. Toes under, hips towards heels, and then press yourself up into a downward facing dog again. With an inhale, you'll bring your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right knee underneath your right wrist and your right foot underneath your left wrist. Left knee comes down, toes flat. So it isn't for many people possible to put that front leg into a 90-degree angle. So don't worry if your feet is a little bit lower. You can look over your left shoulder. This is really important, that the left leg is in line with the left hip. And look forward again, stay here. Or if you want, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward. Bring your forehead onto a block or a cushion, or maybe your sweater, or onto the mat, or onto your hands. Making sure you relax the upper body, your shoulders as well. If there's any pain in the knee, you can do the pigeon on your back. Coming onto your back, bringing your right ankle on top of the left thigh, and you bring your left knee towards you, while you bring the right knee away from you. You can also stay with your left foot onto the mat. So really deep hip opener. Letting go of those emotions that are not necessary for your path. With your next inhale, very gently walk your hands up. Plant your hands, spread the fingers wide, bringing your left toes under, and come back into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet out. Feel the difference between one side and the other. And then with an inhale, you bring your left leg up. Exhale, bring your left knee underneath your left wrist and your left foot underneath your right wrist. Right knee comes down, toes flat. See over that right shoulder if your right leg is in line with the right hip. Then look forward again. You can stay here or inhale, lengthen. And with an exhale, you fold. Resting your forehead wherever feels good. Making sure you're also relaxing your elbows, your shoulders, and also your face. Don't forget about your face. Again, if there's any pain in the knee, you can come onto your back and do supine pigeon. And then with the supine pigeon, you can put your left ankle on your right upper thigh. And bring your right knee towards you while you bring the left knee more away from you. And your next inhale, you walk your hands up. Planting your hands, bring your right toes under and come back to your last downward facing dog. You can pedal your feet out or come to stillness. Enjoy this big stretch in downward facing dog. Belly in, hips go up and back. And then bend the knees, look towards the front of the mat and walk your feet towards the front. You can cross the ankles and then come to sit onto your mat. Feet out in front of you. Bring your arms to the front and then very slowly you come to lie onto your back. Using your core muscles to control every movement. Onto your back. Gonna do one last twist. You can bring your arms out wide into a T shape, where you bend your elbows and bring the palms up. And bring your knees into the chest. With an exhale, you twist towards the left, bringing your knees towards the left. And look, if you want, you can look over that right shoulder. Please make sure that both shoulders are onto the mat. And if this is not the case, you can put something underneath your knees. With an inhale, bring your head and your knees to the center. Exhale, bringing the knees towards the right and your head towards the left. Bring your head and your knees towards the center. Use your core while you do this. You can do, this is free movement. You can do whatever you need to do before we're going into Shavasana. I like to do a happy baby right now, bringing the soles of my feet towards the sky, bringing my arms in the middle of my legs and grab the outer edges of my feet. And then sway to side to side. Really listen carefully to yourself. Your body knows what it needs right now. And your mind as well. And then everyone can stretch yourself out, bringing the legs out, your arms overhead, inhale, stretch. And exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Inhale, stretch deeply. And out through the mouth. You can come into Shavasana. If you want to put something warm on, you can do so. Relax. Or straight. Your feet fall out to the side. You can bring your arms alongside the body with the palms facing up. Your hips are spreading out through the mat. And no worries about time. I will guide you out. This is the time where you don't have to do anything. Come out of Shavasana and bring some gentle movements back into your body. Your toes and your fingers, all the wrists and the ankles. You can sway your head from side to side. Maybe stay a little bit longer, bringing your head to one side. To the other side. Bring your head to the center. You can bring your knees into your chest. Massage your lower back a little bit onto the mat. And then roll over towards your right side. Very mindfully, you can come up to the seated position, just how you started this practice. Bring your hands in front of your sternum into Anjali Mudra prayer position. And remember one more time your intention. Be thankful for yourself and for this day. Bringing your hands in front of your forehead. And I would like to thank you very much. Namaste. So I hope you had some benefits of this practice. If you have any questions, requests or feedback, I would love to hear it. If you like it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you sometime again.